The coronavirus pandemic has affected the lives of many immigrants. In this video, we'll talk about how it's impacting the J1 exchange visitor program and what to expect in the next few months for those that participate in this program and for their sponsors. Watch this video and I'll see you there. As you may know, the coronavirus pandemic has affected many visas, from H-1Bs being stuck overseas, not being able to come back, through other visas like visitor visas. The people are basically stuck and waiting for embassies to reopen. In this video, I wanted to focus specifically on the J1 exchange visitor visa, specifically about this program and how it's being impacted right now during this coronavirus pandemic and what's going to happen with this program in the future. So, as you know, the J1 visa program was put on hold for about 60 days from March 18th because of the pandemic. And many sponsors who process the J1 visa, as well as host employers, are basically stuck in a limbo, not knowing what's going to happen with this program. So my name is Jacob Sapochnick, and I'm an immigration attorney located in San Diego, California. If you're here for the first time, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Click that bell to be notified. We release videos every single week. Also, click that like, because if you don't, Google and YouTube are not going to show our videos to you and you're not going to be able to see our updates. So click that like, it's going to make me very happy. So let's dive in and talk about the J1 visa. So as you know, the J1 visa is a visa that specifically is processed only at a US embassy through the State Department. There are hosts and there are sponsors who process the training programs for this visa, who issue those DS 2019s. And since the pandemic, there's been a lot of uncertainty as to what's going to happen with the J1 program. As of March 18th, as I mentioned before, there was a 60-day hold, and every 30 days it's being extended as the crisis continues to unfold. So for the moment, there are no J1 visas that are being able to come to the United States or being issued. So what's going to happen right now is that as the embassies are starting to reopen slowly, sponsors continue to seek J1 candidates to be able to come to the United States. The sponsors continue to work on programs and they continue to issue DS-19s. The only problem is that host employers are not willing to commit to J1 trainees because they don't know when they're going to be able to come in. So therefore, during the 60 days hold, there were no programs that were active in the United States on a J1, using the J1, even though a lot of companies rely on the J1 visa to be able to launch their cultural exchange programs. Those would be trainees here, whether it's in hospitality or in other industries. The J1s that were already in the US were not impacted. They continued to work with their sponsors and continue to use the J1 program the way it was defined. The other problem that we had is that a lot of the J1 program is scheduled to be with physical interactions. So whether it's a classroom training, or whether it's training on the job, and because a lot of companies were not physically on site, sponsors had to be creative. So we know that quite a few of the sponsors started to do online training programs. We had a lot of the host employers as well conducting Zoom trainings, bringing trainers remotely. So we really commend a lot of these sponsors and the host employers for really quickly adapting to the situation and being able to continue with the program, even though it's not the way it's set up in the training plan originally, but they were able to find new ways and creative ways to be able to provide the training, the interaction with the trainees, the supervision between the host and the sponsor organization. So we think that in the future, the program is going to evolve the same way. There's going to be a lot more remote and online trainings that will be provided to the trainees, as well as supervision and reporting to the J1 agencies using more of these tools that we have right now, because everything is going to change. As embassies start to reopen, different countries have different schedules. We think that appointments for J1 visas are also going to start to be implemented. So we think that if you were expecting an appointment before then it's important to get in touch with your J1 agency to make sure that you have updated ES 2019 forms, and as well as communicate with your host to make sure that they still have a training position open for you, and be able to coordinate that with them for your arrival. So, but as of now, it's just very uncertain when trainees are going to be able to actually get their visas, because we don't know when the embassies are going to reopen, when they're going to start issuing visas. So it's all kind of up in the air. But we know that the way the J1 program is going to unfold is going to be very different than what it used to be before. They're going to be using a lot more online communication process, and be able to have the trainees have a more interactive connection with their sponsors and with their host employer. So it's a shame that it's the way it is, but this is our new reality. So I will update you once we know more about embassies and we know more about what the sponsors are doing with the new J1 visas coming up. But this is the update I have for now. J1s were on hold for a while, and only now, as embassies start to reopen, we have also a lot of the sponsors that are also going to be proactive to get new J1s, push this program to be what it is now, with more online communication, with more online supervision, still trying to meet the State Department guidelines. And we'll see, maybe those are going to be revised as well in the future. So if you have questions, if you are a J1 a trainee, if you are a J1 prospect or a host employer, let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and we'll keep you updated as we have more updates on this program. So once again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Once again, we release videos every single week, and let me know in the comments what other videos you would like for us to make. So once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.